Look at your odds and now just change those odds by means of your mindset.
And mindset, I used to be a skeptic on that, but positive mindset really can. It can change a lot, right?
It's huge. I was just reading yesterday about gratitude. Having the habit of gratitude can quite literally improve your entire life. It just
really
needs
can.
to become a habit, and you rewire your brain to see the good.
It's true. And I'm naturally a very negative person, and I've had to learn. We talked about how being in a sales position, I had to learn those kinds of things. And why do you think that is? What is it about gratitude that makes?
Yeah, you see it. Just like when you get a new car.
Yeah.
You're now seeing that car everywhere, right?
Okay.
So you see the good in your life. You're now going to see more good.
It just makes you more aware because you're focusing on your own good points.
Right.
Makes you more aware of other good points that are out there so you can go and take advantage of them or have those possibilities become a reality.
Yes. And it's really a decision to be in that state of gratitude. So there's also those who live in ingratitude. They're only seeing the negative. They're only seeing the glass half empty. It's a decision they've made.
Yes.
Once you do it once, it becomes easier the second time and on and on. You just got to keep going with the good and know that the seeing the good is going to become easier and easier, and it will become your fallback.
So I was about to cut that off and go, but now I want to take this ball and keep running because we're talking about something that was a big lesson for me. I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. Every time I got at least once in the show, I'm legally required. So when I got into real estate, I was a very negative person, and I still kind of at my core am. And it was a learning experience that positivity does make a really big difference on people and for people in their lives. And I've come to see it almost as it's like a class thing. I came from pretty humble background, and it's a self-defense mechanism, I feel, to be that negativity protects you from being taken advantage of, right? Because the likely possibility when you are impoverished is that the other people around you are also impoverished and they have needs that are greater than yours. They're going to take from you, right? And so this spirit of generosity, you almost have to be in a good place to take advantage of it, or do you think it could work for anybody, or what? I mean, do you feel where I'm going with that?
No matter what station you are in your life, you could be a billionaire and still feel impoverished. So it's really a state of mind. You could be raised in poverty, but really not look back at your childhood that way. You can rewrite your story. You can say the good things. You can write all the positives from your childhood. What was the park that you went to, and what was that special thing your mom would do with you Saturday mornings, and focus on those, and you can actually feel like you came from a place of wealth. When you look at your past and rewrite your story, how are you going to write it for someone else? How are you going to write it for you? That's the way you continue to live it. So it really is, it all goes back to how are you viewing it. And it doesn't mean that you're living in a state of fantasy, which people who tend to be negative look at those who are always positive like they're not being realistic. Yeah. They're not living in reality, but the fact is they have a different reality. They've created a different reality. So it's a wonderful thought to explore.
Welcome to the show where we explore the who, what, when, how, and why of the extraordinary people who define our north of normal metro. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. Today we have Tara Kohn, who's the holistic health coach and foot reflexologist. I don't have a organization with you. You're just generally a holistic health coach and foot reflexologist. Are you
self-employed?
Self-employed. So you're just under your own personal name.
My name.
Doing like a freelancer.
That's right.
Okay. And so holistic health coach. That's so foot reflexology. I think I can kind of grasp what that is, but what is a holistic health coach?
So it started with my background of massage therapy. For 28 years ago, I became a massage therapist.
Yeah.
I love the human body. I love its ability to heal and repair when it's put in the right circumstances. You put the human body into the right arena, it can do amazing things. And I never get tired of that. So for 28 years doing massage therapy, but I let my massage license go a few years ago and focusing more on nutrition. As I would work on people on my table, I'd always give them advice. How can they decrease their inflammation by lifestyle choices, how they can improve their gut health, and how they can improve their skin health, their muscle health, and things that I found myself that worked, research that I did. I was information greedy all those years. Well, if I found something that was worth sharing, I always shared it. I'm like, I wish I had a big universal bulletin board to share all this.
Yeah.
So thank goodness for social media now. So I love that. But I had clients say, you should charge for this, or you should become a nutritionist, or you should become a health coach. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could.
Because you were just doing this as you were chatting.
Yes.
Because
free advice.
during the massage.
Yeah, go to Amazon, go to Swanson's, go to Toshi Health Products, go buy this. They listened to me. They definitely got results just because it was based on my own experience. I don't have a certificate, a license regarding that topic, so I never went there. But I've always been interested in it. So I did start doing some health coaching 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it went so well that 5 months in, I let my massage license go.
Wow.
That was amazing to me. But I've kept my reflexology license. I still love working on the human body.
But it's foot reflexology. So you're for like a lay outsider, it's very similar to a foot massage, right? Like a very well informed foot massage.
Yeah, and a foot massage is going to definitely make you feel better.
Yeah.
Reflexology is different.
Yeah.
So, and I'll work on the hands, the feet, and the ears. They all have wonderful reflex points. There's quite literally a map of the body on all 3 of those areas of the body. The feet are the most responsive because there's the most nerve endings there. That's one theory anyway. But every organ, gland, tissue of the body has a corresponding spot on the foot. And it's an age-old art. Like, I've had clients through the years who have said, my grandma used to do this on me, and it wasn't licensed or regulated at all, but it was just a family art. People worked on each other's feet to bring better health, and everybody knows the feet are sensitive. They know that if your feet are cold, you're cold all over. You know that if you stub your toe, you feel it up in your throat. That's reflexology. It's just applied in an organized manner now. When I work on someone's feet, you take bites and you work one area at a time. A massage maybe begins and ends the session, but the reflexology session itself is very different feeling from a massage.
And so what I like to start the show with is where you're at today, and then kind of peel the onion back. So you're doing both of these things on your own, under your own name. So it's probably mostly word of mouth, or are people Googling, or how are people finding you, and how are you spending your time? What's a typical week?
I think people can Google me and find me. I'm pretty sure I've gotten some people more recently that way.
Yeah.
Through the years of doing massage therapy, I never had to do any networking, any advertising. It was all word of mouth, and that's pretty much how it stayed.
You've got a long list of contacts. It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
And so you spend, I know you're in BNI, that's how I met you, right?
Yes.
So you do some networking. Are you a member? Myself, for my sins, I do a lot of networking. Are you in any other groups? Are you just the one BNI? Or?
Just the one, and now it's changing to Power Team FM, which is very exciting. It's transitioning away from BNI.
Ooh.
And the membership's more affordable. There's a plug for it. Let me know if you're looking to be in an amazing networking group. We're looking to be the best networking group in Fargo-Moorhead.
If the realtor ever steps aside, I'd be happy to be the realtor in that room. I'm always looking for another networking group for real estate.
So that's been really fun. I never did any kind of networking, but as a holistic health coach, I'm looking for more people to help when they want to look to nutrition to heal and repair. That's what I want to help them with. So I needed to get out there into my community, find more people that were like me, or find those that are. They just kind of tried all the things with their health. They want to try more a natural, but also not weird kind of mentality.
So that's your Wednesday morning.
That's Wednesday morning.
What is your week? What's a typical week like for Tara?
Oh, I homeschool my kids.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, so my work is really filtered in around my passions.
Absolutely.
Which is homeschool, and I'm a volunteer Bible teacher. Oh. And then I do coaching on Zooms. Usually, it's Zoom appointments. I do a lot of education over Zoom, and then taking people right into my office. I work from my home. So
so you're
a lot of different hats through the day.
Yeah, well, and I think there's a lot of people. I mean, like, so for myself, I do real estate. Yes, I do SBDC. I do consulting for small businesses. Yes, and I run an Airbnb, and I have a bookkeeping company and a cleaning company, and do all these things. Right. So like, there's all these things, and so you kind of work them all in. Over the day. I probably my number one time sink is real estate. I mean, that's full time.
An ongoing thing.
It's 8 to 8 Thursday through Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
What's it like for you?
I would say, like with the
you have a day off?
No.
Never.
But
you got to set those boundaries.
Like kind of that realty. I would say that the health coaching is like an 8 to 8.
Yeah.
It's almost 24/7 throughout the week, just because I can always go back and respond to text messages. I want to be that person who time blocks and says, from 2 to 4 today I'm in my office doing. I'm trying to figure out if I'm that person yet or not, but I'm kind of always on. Like the reality buzz is always going in your brain.
Sure.
That's always going for mine, but I am a multitasker by nature. I don't mind it. I love the energy and the excitement that comes along with helping people with their health.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I don't mind it, and I do have to just set those boundaries of, okay, I'm on Do Not Disturb for a few hours while I do homeschool, and I can come back. All of that can wait.
And so you're mostly working from home, though.
Yeah.
I mean, entirely working from home.
Yeah.
And the Zoom calls, I've always wondered about that as like a business model, although like my SBDC work is mostly phone calls,
It's
right?
awesome.
Not even Zoom,
Yeah.
just phone calls. But I wonder about the longevity when so the SBDC is a quasi-governmental organization. They hand me the customers. Do you feel, how much time must you be spending networking or speculating for something like that? Is it a great amount of time?
It's probably mostly that.
Yeah. And so when you're not doing, but you only have the one BNI.
Yep, just the one BNI.
So what other things are you doing to meet people? I'm looking for ideas.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to call businesses in the area now that are interested in providing a foundational nutrition for their customers, such as spa owners, med spas, GLP-1 providers, those that have a service they're providing, but there's a nutritional gap. I'm definitely looking to grow in that direction. I'm kind of spreading the word among my networking group, but this is another way to spread the word. So thank you, Conrad.
Yeah.
And those that are just individuals who are looking to improve their health, friends and family, asking for referrals is always good. Friends and family can get tired of hearing from you, though.
Yeah.
So
yes, I am aware.
but I definitely want to do more outreach to those who are in that health and wellness space in Fargo. And as I've been doing it, I am so impressed with all the health and wellness minded people in Fargo.
You must be
Moorhead.
familiar with the FM Wellness Collective.
Yeah.
And then previous guest of the show, Penny Static. Have you met her?
Yes, I've met Penny.
Yeah, Penny.
So excited to meet Penny and other herbalists and reflexologists, massage therapists, acupuncture, chiropractors, and then the list goes on. It's on and on in Fargo. Those who are interested.
And so these Zoom calls where you're giving it's kind of more just like a consultation, right? You're having with them, you're having a conversation like you would when they were on the massage table, where you're asking them questions about their health, or they come. What kind of questions are you asking?
Oh, really? What are your health goals? Some of the big questions are: how's your energy? How's your sleep? How's your caffeine intake? How balanced is your diet? This isn't like a report card by any means. It's getting a place where you're at now, and then what are your biggest health concerns? If you could fix anything in your health, I want that list. Think of head to toe. It could be from dandruff down to athlete's foot. We get used to the way we feel. We think that ill health is just part of life, and we accept it. I want to write those things down and address them. And oftentimes they're all connected somehow. Obviously, if there's skin issues, that's always gut health. It always goes to gut health. So I want to just help connect those dots for people and see if we can make some simple changes. Number one is working gut health, improving some nutrition, and it's never anything extreme.
And so on your day-to-day, you're talking with a lot of Zoom calls. You're bringing people into your home where you're doing the foot reflexology. Is that usually downstream from this Zoom call, or is it completely separate? They end up being related, or
no? They're not related. But as they're on my table, as I'm working on their feet, if they have some questions for me, if they have extra health goals, I can definitely direct them there and do like a separate health consult. Yeah.
And then it seems like there's a huge opportunity for you to be offering a specific line of products. Are you tied in with anything? Is there any kind of a merchandising or what is the things that you're offering to people? What is the advice?
So there's no charge for my services because I want to do a free consult for people and coach them along the way.
Yeah.
But I've partnered with a company from Southern California, a family-run company, and they produce organic, regeneratively grown superfoods.
I see.
It's food. It's all food-based. So it's nothing weird. It's nothing faddish. There's no snake oil and potions here. Yeah. And I think that's one reason it's so appealing. You can read every single ingredient. There's you know what every ingredient is. You can read and pronounce some things, but you couldn't define it.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
So it's really, it's designed to help you feed and nourish your body using food, and it's a very simple program. So if that's the right fit for them, or something else is the right fit, I've partnered with this company that just does such a great job.
What's the name of that company?
The company's called Purium, Purium. Purium,
Purium.
like pure and premium put together.
Okay.
Yep.
Purium.
Yep.
Okay, Purium. Okay.
And it's best used with a health coach, because you don't want to go buy stuff online and get a second purchase from someone. It could be contaminated, so I can help guide and get the best prices and find out what's the best fit for you.
And so, which came first, the Purium or the health coaching?
They came together, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, because as I worked with people on my table,
as a massage therapist,
I had nowhere to send them to.
Yeah.
I could send them to Swanson's or Amazon, and they would get better, but it wasn't like one product, one company that I could say this program is going to address all your needs. And so I felt limited, and again, that's why I really never went there. But now we work with this, it's called a nutrition reset. It really gets you down to the basics. Get the garbage out of your body.
Yeah.
Restore the gut health. Feed and nourish on the cellular level. And what the body does with that is simply amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I just talked to my friend Angie last night, 4 autoimmune diseases. She was in a wheelchair. She was puffy all over, very disabled. And she's living her best life now. She's talking about doing 2 5Ks in the next coming months.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I think that's why I love the word possibility. Like, never settle. Never say, this is the situation I'm in now. These are all the meds I have to take now. I'm not going to go against anything your doctor says, but would you like to find out just how well you can be? Let's have that conversation.
And so before you met Purium, where would you be sending people to get what, or what would do similar? Are there things that do similar, or
Okay, so one of my constant pieces of advice I'd give people, I think for 20 years I said this, everyone should be on a good magnesium, a good probiotic, and I think I said CalMag probiotic, and a good B vitamin.
Okay.
Because those things are really missing from our diet. The American diet really destroys our gut. We have no gut microbiome left. And that's a whole nother topic. If you want to go there, Conrad, with me, we can. But those 3 things can really up-level your health. So these things are missing from the American diet. When you can remove some of that stress and anxiety with the B vitamins, build your body up with the magnesium, you're going to feel at least better. So let's cover those bases. And then obviously avoiding ultra processed foods is super important. Your body doesn't recognize those as foods. It gets thrown off as a toxin. Your liver and your kidneys get all toxed up. It takes its toll on your body. So eat whole foods. Try to get organic when you can. So I don't know what your original question was. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's kind of where I was for a long time.
Podcasts are all tangent.
Okay.
It's on the whole. What I'm wanting to do is just keep peeling back the onion, because where you are now is giving free consultations in order to maybe direct people or funnel people into your Purium product that you believe is a fantastic solution to many problems. Before then, you were giving such consultations as a massage therapist, right? And you were basically doing that work and then sending people to an ad hoc connection of these things. And while you were doing that, you were able to find something that solved all those problems in one shop stop.
And I was always looking for that. I did go with another company, probably 19 years ago, I worked with another company, and it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. But it was all soy-based, and some people's bodies got tired of soy. It was just a little too much. And then
the phytoestrogens.
all those phytoestrogens, and my body was just done with soy.
Yep.
So the product still kind of worked, but it was getting, again, toxed up from all that soy, and it was all chemically created. It was the A, C, D, E, zinc, magnesium put into.
It was like a multivitamin.
Yeah, it was like a multivitamin you could drink.
Which is fine, but maybe not so bioavailable.
Bioavailable, that's the key. And so your body knows what to do with food. And when we drink our shakes and we take our supplements, if they're whole food based, your body ideally will get nutrition from food. And that's what we're talking about here. So it's not laboratory created, it's nature created. And it's just like your body becomes one with nature.
So I want to think more about the massage therapy, because it sounds like in order to come down this line, you really needed to be in a place where you were already putting hands on people and healing them, and then talking with them, right? So
Yeah.
what's it like being a massage therapist, just for a minute? I almost want to paint that picture. You know, we had Shelly Hagen in, and she does Elite Massage
Yeah.
Academy. And, we've had massage therapists, and I've had massages before. My wife has had massages before. And the reason I go to them and my wife does not is she can't stand the idea of small talk or being in a room with someone silent. I would like to maybe just paint a picture or get your inside, because it sounds like you were a big talker.
Yeah.
Like always.
If people wanted to.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and so how do you, and I've gone a couple times to Elite Massage for the students, because they'll give you, they have a great,
Nice.
it's like $25.
Good.
I'll spend $25. I won't spend
Yes.
$45, but I will spend $25,
Or
right?
$80.
If you're asking me, I'll do it. But it's with students, and you can tell that they haven't quite honed in the how do I do small talk or not? Like, how many years did you do massage therapy, and how did you thread that needle? Can you
26 years I did massage. Yeah. And I love it. I
How
love
long
it
have you
so
not
much.
been doing it?
It's more than half my life. I did
Yeah,
massage.
I cannot
And
tell
I've
how
just
old
not been
people
doing
are.
it for a couple years now.
Yeah.
So I
You must
started when I was 19 years old.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, like, right out of high school.
Yeah.
I'm starting to stack the years together. Something wasn't adding up. I was like, man, you look really good. But, okay, yeah, go ahead.
So when you mentioned the word healing, I want to
Yeah.
go back to that, because I want people to know that when you get massage therapy, your massage therapist is not healing you. It is a healing art, but your body's doing the healing. They are facilitating the healing, and that's the way they should view it too. And so when I worked on people, I knew I was not the healer. I was not the miracle.
At that time.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
All along. I could feel their body doing the work. And
At 19?
Oh yes. Yeah. I've been massaging people since I was 13 was one of my first memories.
That was your, okay, this is the show. We keep peeling it back. So I want to hear about that.
Yeah.
I want to get
Okay.
there. But I want to hear more about the small talk thing, because
Okay.
I want, like, how do you after all those years, you're a very talkative, a very friendly person, how do you thread that needle? How can you tell, or what do you say?
Well, you have to have some emotional intelligence
Yeah.
to be a massage therapist. You have to be able to read the room.
Yeah.
Must. And if you can't, you're going to lose clients. So when you have that intake, you can get a sense for if someone's chatty and if they want to decompress. When I'm massaging them, I might ask them a question once in a while, like, how's that feeling?
Yeah.
What's this feel like? And if they talk more than just answering that question,
Yeah.
that's what they need to do.
And what do you mean by decompress?
If they need that quiet,
Yeah.
if they need the dark and they need that quiet,
Yeah.
that's what will help their body heal. But some people relax and decompress by talking.
Yeah.
And I've had that
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Where
Yep.
people come in and they chatter from beginning to end. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm charging you for this, because I don't know how you relaxed, but that's what they needed to do.
No, I can't shut up during a massage.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I like
so
it.
that's
I
part of
like-
your relaxing.
It's nice. It's
Yep.
very therapeutic. Part of it.
I've had other people get on the table and they're asleep within a few minutes, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm charging you for this, because you just took a nap, an expensive nap. I want them engaged. I want their brain to be connecting with what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And when the brain is connected, you are going to respond better. Just like when you're exercising, if you're stretching and you're looking at the muscle you're stretching, they say it's going to be more effective. When you're doing a bicep curl and you're looking at your bicep, you're going to actually flex differently. You're going to work those muscle fibers down to the cell level better when that mind is connected. So it's the same with massage therapy. I want people to stay in that relaxed state, but aware, and feel and interact with me.
What do
it's
you
a
think
relationship.
it is that's causing that? Look, so you're saying when I'm lifting, if I look at the bicep, I'll be able to lift more?
I don't know if you'll lift more, possibly, but you're going to see how it flexes differently, and your workout will be more effective. Yeah, you're just connected. Anytime you're connected, when your mind is connected to your body, we're living from the chin up, and that's another. We live from the chin up, including how we eat. We're just feeding our mouths, but are we feeding our bodies? Are we thinking about what our body will be grateful for? So in massage, the mind and the body connection needs to be there. And I know that any massage therapist who's listening to this is nodding their head like, yes, it must be there for the results to roll in. Yeah.
So would a massage be more effective? I don't think I've ever received one where there's a big mirror on the other side of the wall. Would it be more effective if I was watching it get done to me?
Nope. It would be less effective in that case.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
you just need to lay there, relax, and feel.
Okay.
So in that case, you're feeling and you're letting those whatever the massage therapist is doing for you register in your brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you said, I mean, and it's quite a holistic worldview that, I mean, as in holistic as in coherent, like it's of a piece, this worldview that you have. I can see the moving parts you've put together and what you're believing here. You say it started when you were 13, or where did it start?
Probably even younger. I crave human touch. I love to touch people.
Yeah.
I think it really does. Later I realized I got a diagnosis when I was 27 of a severe spinal cord condition.
Oh.
I've had pain my whole life. I assumed everyone was walking around in severe pain. And so I've always wanted to relieve that pain in people, which some people would come into me with no neck pain. And I'm just thinking, how can you not have neck pain? You have a neck, right? So don't necks just hurt?
Yeah.
And so I thought everyone's walking around with pain and I want to relieve that human suffering.
What's the spine condition that you have?
It's called syringomyelia.
Oh my.
And
that's a big word.
It's a long word. And what it means is there's cysts in my spinal cord filled with fluid.
How did you get diagnosed with that?
I found out because one day I was shaving my legs and my left leg was numb. And my right leg felt normal. Kind of like when it falls asleep and you don't feel hot or cold on it. I couldn't feel it. And I thought, well, that's a new symptom.
Oh, my.
Prior to that, I had severe neck and shoulder pain. If I sneezed or if I coughed, I'd have just, my back would spasm. And
would an X-ray reveal that?
No,
or you need an MRI?
It's an MRI only. And I knew that if I went in with just pain, they'd do an X-ray and say, you're fine. I knew that. But I knew something really serious was wrong with me. And when I had the numbness on the whole left side of my body, I'm like, oh, they'll listen to this. And they did.
Fun.
They got me in for an MRI the next day. So.
There's a new fear unlocked.
Yeah, right? It could be that a lot of people with chronic pain have a spinal cord thing.
Wow.
Like syringomyelia. And if they don't go ahead and get the full MRI, they're never going to find that out. So, yeah, that's another. Again, I've got a lot of cans of worms here.
No. Well,
so I think I've had pain. I know I've had pain my whole life. And I know my pain. And I can feel pain. Like my fingers are pain magnets. And so I thought everybody had that ability. Everybody had pain. And why aren't we just all walking around rubbing each other? But so when I was 13, a vivid memory is, right? Is that a valid question?
well, and I'm imagining my wife listening to this because she, not to talk too much. I mean, she doesn't like to touch or be touched. Like she's like, don't touch. So that's kind of part of why she doesn't do the massages either. Is she just generally anti-touch? So it's just funny the way even you describe it.
Yeah, I am kind of the other extreme that way.
Yeah, you really are.
I married someone like that, like your wife. So
yeah. Well, and I am more like you.
Yeah.
I always want to touch.
Yep.
Like I'm touch.
Touch.
And I drive my wife crazy because I'm constantly just like grabbing onto her, and she's like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
It's just you tend to do that. You find the yin and the yang.
Yes.
You marry your opposite and then drive each other crazy.
I'm the polar extreme one way, and I knew that my husband would never drain me. He like the fact that we were dating and he knew I was a massage therapist actually did not impress him at all, and that was a green flag right there.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, very cool.
But yeah, when I was 13, we were out for dinner with some friends of my parents. I was rubbing his shoulders. His name was Gary. He goes, listen.
The parents' friend?
Yeah, parents' friends. And I was rubbing his shoulders while we were at the restaurant. He goes, listen, I'll pay you $10 to do that. No, I'll pay you $5 when we get back if you do that for half an hour on my back.
And where did you grow up? Are you
Fargo.
from around here?
Yep,
You're
North
from
Fargo.
around here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. I was a North High kid. So.
And have you been here your whole life?
Yes.
You have some kind of like a West Coast energy, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just because you're so positive.
That could be. I'm very different from most Midwesterns. Yeah.
I don't know. And I like what you have to say. I like your worldview. We have a lot of chiropractors, a lot of alternative medicine people on this show, and full disclosure, I'm not fully sold. I'm not on board with it. I'm, a skeptic type of guy, and you could probably tell it because how negative I am. But I'm an equal opportunity hater, so I'm not so impressed with the allopathic world either, right? I think the fact that you had undiagnosed cyst, whatever, and it took until they gave you an MRI at 27.
Yeah.
This was probably something that you've been dealing with for years.
Right. I just kept it to myself, and as a massage therapist, I knew what the symptoms I had. They would just give me an x-ray, pain pills, or physical therapy, and I knew that was not the answer.
Yeah.
It didn't respond to massage. It didn't respond to any body work. I thought I must have had bone cancer or MS, and so it still was a very serious condition.
And a lot of people get diagnosed with like MS or RA or all kinds of things where these end up being diagnoses of exclusion, where it's just like, well, here I'm going to describe, or even like IBS and Crohn's. These are things where it's not like, well, this is the thing that's deficient and we're going to fix that deficiency. It's like, well, this is the symptoms you're having. It's a description of the symptoms. And then they throw medicine at the symptom to make the symptom go away, which, I mean, yay to make the symptom go away, but we don't have an understanding of the causes. Yeah. So I understand why people would reach out to try to find
some other options,
some other kind of a mindset of like, well, what are the options with this cystic thing that you had? I mean, do you have any conception now, looking backwards, as to how long that has been going on? Is that a congenital thing, like from birth?
It could be congenital. It also could be, one theory I have is when I was in 3rd grade, I fell off the monkey bars right over here at Roosevelt, flat on my face on the gravel, and I couldn't move for a few days very, very well. I could move. I wasn't paralyzed, but I was really locked up. Well, what that could have done is I could have gotten an injury in my spinal cord and like a little scar tissue was created. Again, no problem there. But when you have scar tissue, the body protects the rest of the body from it. And so it could be that a cyst, like a blister, grew around because I have a little tumor in there, teeny tiny little tumor or scar tissue. So, yeah.
So
either case, I had it, and as a kid, I didn't like pillow fights. I didn't like anything jarring, like bumper cars. Yeah. I couldn't ever play too rough. I just figured I was weak, and it was like my body can't sustain that kind of impact.
How could it have been diagnosed earlier? I mean, what?
They would have had to do an MRI, and the only symptoms I had was just like when I was nursing my baby, if I looked down, it felt like my back was going to explode. That was like, how do you describe that to a doctor and get taken seriously?
Yeah.
And if I was biking and looking forward, this slight lifting up and down, it turns out I was like pushing one end of a water balloon. When I would look up or down, my skull bones were pushing into that cyst. Yeah, so like all the pieces came together, and like one time I laughed really hard when I was doing a massage on someone, and it felt like a lightning rod was attached to my back in that moment of just laughing hard. And I'm like, what is that?
That's not common. Most people don't have that.
That just shouldn't happen. But again, how do I go describe that and get taken seriously? So at that time, we didn't have great insurance. So what are my options?
Yeah.
And finally, when I had that one serious symptom, they took me seriously. And then the only thing they can offer me is surgery. I know I've never went to Mayo. I've always wanted to see, like, what would Mayo do for me?
Yeah.
Would they have no hesitation doing surgery? But if they did, the neurosurgeon made it clear we'd have to slice your spinal cord open it like a book, peel away that little tumor, drain, and hope to God that it doesn't overdrain or underdrain. Because if my spinal cord could collapse on itself.
Yeah.
So they're like, as long as you are getting by with medication, we're not touching you. And so I did have to start a heavy opioid for pain.
Whoa! And are you still on that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why you have such a cheery West Coast disposition.
Oh, great. No, it's the way I've always been. But I was on 2,400 milligrams. It's kind of nice to think about, and then through diet and exercise and just keeping an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, I'm down to 900 milligrams.
Oh wow! Hey, good for you.
Yeah, I do really well considering.
Yeah. And you feel that constant and chronic pain is why you like, and it's true. When you touch somebody, it releases all kinds of hormones and chemicals, endorphins, right?
Yeah.
And so you were basically just microdosing all the time, the pleasure center, and you were like, hey, let's do this for other people.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. And so
and I didn't even know you could go to massage schools.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was, I think, 16.
Well, that was the next question.
Yeah.
So you're doing and people are paying you on the side or whatever, and then you go and get licensed in North Dakota here?
Licensed in North Dakota. I was visiting my aunt down in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I was rubbing her shoulders like I always do. And she goes, you should really go to school for this, Tara. And I'm like, well, I'd love to, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I just figured people got a 4-year degree in something, and then they just decided to do massage.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked into it. The internet wasn't really booming yet at that point.
Yeah.
And she goes, there's a school right here in Sioux Falls. So I checked it out the very next day and made plans to go there.
And you did that for how many years? massage therapy
Massage
as a
therapy
professional?
for 26 years.
26 years. And it was, as you were doing that, you just found yourself constantly doing consulting sessions. Like basically you were giving people health and wellness consultations.
all the time. Yeah.
That you would most likely develop because of this chronic pain.
Yeah, the chronic pain. And I know I've had broken gut issues. My great grandma, I remember having bathroom issues as a kid. My grandma had colon cancer and diverticulitis. All my aunts have gut issues. My mother too. And so as I found help myself, and I was always doing the research, I had that big prescription for nutritional healing book. Everybody knows that book. And I'd always do research. How can I get healthier? So because I was my own case study, whatever I learned, I passed on to people. And I was always looking for ways to help my husband because heart disease runs rampant in his family. He lost his father at 40. He was only 47. So my husband was just a baby. His brother died at 41 of heart attacks. So I was always also researching, like, how can I help keep my husband alive? So if the medical profession has nothing to offer us, which they didn't, there's nothing they can do for these concerns. You have to be your own advocate. And again, that's why I like that word possibility. Like you have to go research. And a good doctor appreciates that research you do. They like that you are taking control of your own health. They don't want to be in charge of you. They just want to fill in the gaps, where needed. So ideally, you take really, really good care of yourself, and you need doctors for emergency room visits and broken bones and, the big stuff.
And so you're doing those consultations, kind of developing probably over the course of 26 years, right? Your patter, or what do you call the small talk, just kind of develops into that. And then you don't jump off and jump out of that until you meet Purium? Purium. Sorry.
It's okay.
I had the letters right.
Yeah.
Purium. Until you meet it's Purium that gives you the opportunity to jump off on that. And so how were you introduced to them?
My friend Crystal was sharing on Instagram. She's like, I'm going to start being a health coach.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh gosh, what has she gotten herself involved with now? Because I've worked with lots of companies and I felt kind of bad for her.
Yeah. Well, it's because you had worked for not Purium.
Right. I tried some other companies before.
With the soy.
And I barely made enough to pay for my own products, but it was good and it helped a lot of people. But it was I just got tired of it.
So those first products, and we've got like 6 minutes left. The show goes fast.
Oh, it goes so fast.
And the first product, they just weren't so successful for you. Like, why didn't you jump off into being a health coach from there? What is it about Purium that gave you the opportunity to leave the massage therapy behind?
I probably was acting as a health coach there too, but this one paid so well.
Oh, Purium did.
I was literally able to walk away. After 6 months, I tripled my income.
Wow.
So that was the reason. I mean, and my body was tired of doing massage. I love doing it. I still love doing it. But this far into it, each massage I do takes a physical toll on my body. And it always did. I had a recovery period after everyone. I never did it full time. I never did 30 people a week like a lot of massage therapists do. I did 5 to 10. For 26 years, you can last longer then. And I don't know. I just lost my thought.
Well, we were talking about how there was the original one, and then Purium was able to give you that. So how were you introduced to Purium? It was from your friend who was doing Instagram.
Then what really caught me was she was sharing a whole food green drink, and I knew greens were missing from my diet. I do love salad, but you still can't be healthy enough just eating one salad a day. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's improving, but to get on top of health and have a full detox reset, you have to do something a little drastic.
Yeah.
And this one drink was equal to 6 microgreen salads. And she had a taste test with her sister-in-law on Instagram. And her sister-in-law is picky. And her sister-in-law loved it and said, that's not bad. I'm like, oh, you got my attention.
Yeah.
I could stand behind that.
Okay.
And so I knew greens were missing in my diet, so I jumped on full board. I was helping people get results before I even got my first box. And I've never looked back. It's the longer I'm with them, the more I love them because they're totally centered on green food and gut health. If that's the only thing people can take from this interview, that, we need more green food. It's quite literally can heal us. It's neat to just research. And then getting on top of gut health, healing your gut. It's the source of all of our health.
So we've been talking here now for, 50 minutes over. And I get the sense you're a good person, honest person, earnest person, trying to do your best. You want to offer people the best product possible. And I totally understand that. Now, Purium I believe, they're what you call a multi-level marketing.
Yes.
Are they? Is
Yep,
that correct?
they are.
And
Yep.
and I mean, often when it's a shake or vitamins, things like that, that business model is attached, and they get kind of a bad name.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say on that?
Kind of like a bad name for every profession that is out there, you know,
Yeah.
and there's reasons for it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
There's certain stereotypes that go with it.
I know.
And so what I found that every stereotype people have with MLMs, they just don't apply here. The reason it's set up this way is because a health coach holds your hand through the whole thing. And then if another health coach wants to start the business, I hold their hand through the whole thing. So it's about help and support and getting paid for the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
So it feels really, really good that way. It feels like good, clean work. And the company itself doesn't want to put their product on the grocery store shelf. They would spend money either way. They'd rather put the money into people who are actually helping others.
So you're not allowed to put it on a storefront?
Nope, we don't put it on a storefront. But if a chiropractor wants to sell it off their shelves, they can. I wouldn't have a store selling my stuff. But if a company wants, or a hair salon or med spa wants to sell it, they can. And many do.
I mean, so your story of having that undiagnosed issues and healing them yourselves through alternative medicine and all that research, gosh, reminds me, you said you'd listen to a few of the shows. If you go back and listen to Penny's,
Okay.
it's almost the same story.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same story. And I don't know if she shared with you, but like, she's very self-taught and just like books and books and books and books and put everything together. And so I could almost envision whatever it is that you think is a good idea, she'll probably think is a good idea. And she's always willing to put stuff on her shelf, but probably Purium wouldn't allow that then.
I'd have to look into it, but yeah,
against-
they can always retail. It's just not going to be a storefront, you know, like a store full of just that one product.
Yeah.
But that is how a lot of us end up doing whatever we're doing. We are our own advocate of whatever makes us whole.
Yeah.
And then if it helps us and we can help other people at the same time and make a business model out of it,
Yeah.
I mean, that's living the dream.
I think it's part of modernity, is all of us figuring it out and finding a way to do it ourselves, because so many of the traditional avenues have been outmoded, and that's not going to get better.
No,
with the technology. I mean, that would be the last question I ask, and then we'll get out of here. Is what's the future for you? Where are you going from here?
I'm hoping to just learn from my community and just get rooted deep more into the health and wellness arena here in Fargo. I have health coaches all over the country that I'm working with, and that is so fun. But right here in the FM area, I'd love to help more people, those who truly want to get to the source of their health issues and feel their best through food. But then business professionals who want to offer that to their customers, their clients, and their patients to get better health, to get on top of it using the most natural means possible, food.
Yeah.
If that's appeals at all to them, that's where I want to sink my roots into, right here in the FM area.
Well, so okay, I started it. I'll go. What I do is I buy just like a bag of spinach. I blanch it, mix it with some apple juice, freeze it into ice cubes, and then make smoothies with that and yogurt.
That's a great start. That's where a lot of people are at.
It's very similar to what you're offering, but probably
it's green.
with better
That's about as far as the similarity goes.
Yours has better products, not just regular old spinach.
It's just it's a spectrum of greens.
Yeah.
So right within one shake, you're getting spirulina, barley juice, which is a miracle thing if you want to just Google that, wheatgrass, ancient wheatgrass, and sprouted quinoa, and just sprouted greens that are organic and regeneratively grown. And that's another thing to research of how something, if it's regeneratively grown, you have 10 times and more the nutrition content in the same amount of stuff. Regeneratively grown carrots, for example, you'd have to have 100 carrots to equal one regeneratively grown carrot. So we're talking about the highest possible quality. And when you add water to it, it's like a juice that you just made in your kitchen because of the way they've preserved it.
Yeah, so how does it come? Like as a pellet?
As a powder.
As a powder. Yeah, okay.
Yep. Third scoop of powder added to water. That's our trademark product. And the other one is Biomedic, which helps remove the glyphosate from the body. And I'd love to come back and talk about that sometime. But glyphosate is the active ingredient in.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Roundup. It's
Roundup. Yeah. And it's destroying our gut microbiome.
Absolutely.
It's in the air we breathe. They've even found it in breast milk. And so we got to get that out of our bodies. And this is the only product in the entire world that's actually designed to do that and proven to remove and lower glyphosate levels. When you get the glyphosate out of your body, the life in your gut can get restored. So there's many products here. We're like a little Amazon for nutrition. I'm your curator, but those are the two big ones where if you can flood your body with green nutrition, and I mean the fire hydrant of nutrition
Yeah,
in your body.
yeah.
You can drink a smoothie like you are, and that's great. That's got enzymes, it's living, it has chlorophyll in it from the spinach, it's healthy. But if you need to take the fire hose of nutrition, which we all do, we're just not getting enough in our food. Even if your spinach is organic, it's been picked and shipped and weighted. A lot of it is dead by the time we get it. This is living. As soon as you add water to it, it's a living food again.
Yeah.
Because it's been preserved in a way. I think he learned from the Mormons how to preserve food for 2 years.
Sure.
And it's low heat and slow dehydrated. And so you add water to it, all the enzymes are back, and it's amazing. So anyone who wants to call me up and just even have a sample so they know, will I like the taste of this? How real does it taste? We call it our liquid sunshine because that's literally what it is.
So, and how old are your kids right now?
Well, get ready for it. I have a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And I have a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And a 21-year-old.
Okay.
So kind of across the board, all girls.
Yeah. Oh, well, good for you. I got 2 girls and a boy. They are
Awesome.
They are different. I didn't think I would. Thought I would be really scared of having girls, but after having 2 of them, I couldn't do it. Yeah,
They're
it's
delightful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Procreation is amazing.
It
I'm
is.
definitely pro making humans.
Yes.
But they're not going to be around forever. So then, when the homeschooling drops off, I mean, you're just going to do more of the coaching, or or leaning back into the reflexology, or do you think you'll ever go back to massage therapy? Or
I probably won't go back to massage, but I bring so much relief with reflexology. I mean, honestly, if I had learned that first, I probably never would have become a massage therapist. I'm glad that I did, but I probably wouldn't have felt the need to venture out into massage because I can help people with any issue that they have working on their feet. I can't do that with massage. I can't help someone's blood sugar levels go lower by massaging them. It can have a positive impact, but on their feet, I can work their pancreas reflex, so it's much more powerful, and it's less work on the body.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love people's feet, as you can tell.
We've got 60 seconds. I want you to plug yourself. If people want to get a hold of you, if they want to grab you, how should they find you? What's the best place?
Well, my Instagram is Tara Kohn 5.0.
And Kohn is with an H.
Kohn. So Tara Kohn 5.0. Facebook, I think you can just search my name, Tara Kohn. Those are good places to find me. And you might be able to Google search me. Again, it's Tara, Tara, and Kohn. I love inquiries. I love questions. There's never going to be any pressure from me. Just to have this conversation like you and I are having thrills me. I love the education aspect of this.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. Again, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere. So you can Google me. You just type in Conrad and Fargo. You put those 2 words together. I'm there. I require that you like, share, and subscribe me, because it's the only feedback that I get that lets people know they like me. So please give me that personal validation. I need it. So like, share, and subscribe. Conrad Fargo. Again, Tara, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We're going to listen. We didn't have time to talk about your song choice because we are up against the time. Sarah Barry Ellis, I don't know this, with the song Brave.
Yes.
So we're going to listen to that. We'll get out of there. We'll see everybody next week.
Thank you.
Bye.